these three women coming to us in the Superstar Shakeup from SmackDown Live. Well, we understand that our broadcast colleague, Charlie Caruso, is standing by in the locker room area with Ruby Riott.
Sasha, you have a match against Ruby Riott. Of course, the rest of the Riott squad is out there with her. So did you attempt to work things out with Bayley so that she could be in your corner tonight?
Unfortunately, Bayley will not be in my corner. You see, our friendship used to stand the test of time, but I don't know what's going on with Bayley. I haven't heard one word from her. No text, no call, no nothing. You see, the Riott squad is trying to take over, and apparently Bayley's okay with that. Well, I'm not. You see, this Raw Women's division is still run on boss type. And if Ruby wants a Riott, she can bank on one.
So Sasha Banks goes it alone tonight, one-on-one with Ruby Riott. And like it's Bayley's fault. Sasha does nothing but stab Bayley in the back. This is simply a case of like when your girl does something wrong, but she doesn't want to apologize, so she just gets mad at you instead.
Been down that road. I actually caught up with all three members of the Riott squad earlier today, and they actually love the fact that Sasha and Bayley still are not getting along, not communicating. They would love for this to continue.
So it's Banks against Ruby Riott one-on-one here tonight. Ruby Riott, who really made a name for herself over on SmackDown Live. She calls herself tough-hearted and battle-tested, stemming from knowing what it's like to struggle when she was growing up. She resents that many, in her words, in WWE were born with a silver spoon in their mouth and they're handed everything.
That's what Ruby's fought for everything she has in life. She's definitely the genuine article, incredibly tough, as evidenced by the time she took SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair to the limit, nearly beat the Queen.
I'd be interested to find out exactly who, if she's talking multiple people, who she thinks was born with a silver spoon in their mouth.
Now, Sasha Banks is one of them. She believes Sasha was handed a lot here in WWE. Of course, we know different. A nice block by Ruby Riott. Went for a hip toss of her own, and Sasha going to send Ruby into the ropes. Takedown cover, shoulders down here, and a kick out. Ruby Riott talking about her relationship with Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, of course, the other members of the Riott squad. She said, we're not a random group that came together. This wasn't an accident. All went through like, oh, man, did you hear that?
Sasha hurt her own hand. Well, it's evidence the Riott squad are a well-oiled machine, a cohesive unit in every sense of the word. They travel together, they train together, they live and die for one another.
Well, much like Sasha and Bayley used to be when they came up in NXT and then moved on, of course, to a Monday Night Raw. And that relationship, you see Bayley looking on, that relationship has just imploded. Again, Sasha and Bayley, from what Sasha just told us, not even speaking anymore.
Well, guys, and my one word for this hour is cohesive, which is exactly what the Riott squad is and exactly what Sasha and Bayley are not.
Coach, you can't steal one word from my sentence. I just said that.
You literally look at my notes. I have to go with what I got.
Look at this, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan enjoying themselves on the outside while Ruby Riott does work.
Ruby is all about individuality. She says that's one of the reasons she's not superficial. She feels the makeup and the piercings and the tattoos are all ways of expressing that individuality and fighting to fit the mold of what female superstars are supposed to be here. She's fighting to break the mold. Exactly, to break the mold as she delivers another shoulder to the midsection of Sasha Banks.
Ruby has done a great job of doing just that. She's made a name for herself in relatively short order along with the Riott squad.
It's always tough when you have a superstar shakeup, too, to come in and you're new to a really big show and wanting to make a name for yourself. But if you can take down a female superstar like a Sasha Banks, that will go a long way in helping not just show.
From Banks and the right hands down from the four-time women's champion. And Ruby bounced off the top turnbuckle. You know, Sasha Banks takes it personally when a group like the Riott squad comes in, say they're going to take over. Sasha's believed that Monday Night Raw has been her home. It's her show for a long time now. Now Sasha looking to punish Ruby Riott. Who'll ever forget the way the Riott Squad arrived on SmackDown, guys, late last year, taking out a number of the top players in the women's division over there.
Saying goes, if you want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. And Riott Squad knew what they're dealing with, know what they're up against, know the incredible amount of talent in the women's division. They won.
Again, Meteora by Banks, hooks the leg, kick out at 2 by Riott.
Wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they did exactly that.
And this has been such a busy month, so many different shows. I feel like now we're starting to settle in for the next 4 months, and I think this is where they can start to really get into a comfort zone.
The interesting thing about the Riott Squad, guys, is, they are a unit. They get along great. They're best of friends, but 3 completely different personalities, different backgrounds. But as Ruby said, all learning and knowing how to struggle and fight.
That's right. They really complement each other.
Uh-oh, and Sasha does not want to be out there. Logan and Morgan mocking. Oh!
Sasha able to get out of the way. Riott, the boss with a head of steam, takes out Ruby Riott.
Sasha's in control. It's boss time. Riott is punishing Sasha Banks in this one-on-one match. Of course, Logan and Morgan, the rest of the Riott Squad at ringside as we take a look at what happened during the break.
Had other plans, great moments since.
And Coach touched on this earlier. Sorry to interrupt. That a victory tonight for Ruby Riott over 4-time women's champion would be huge.
And it's obvious that she's really prepared. She's done her tape homework, and she's coming to this match ready to counteract all of Sasha Banks' strengths.
Did you see how hard Sasha hit the second turnbuckle?
Oh, and an STO by Ruby.
Is it enough to put her away? Wraps her up and a kick out at 2. Sasha stays in it. Ruby's got to be careful now not to get too frustrated. Keep her emotions in check.
We saw earlier that Bayley was watching backstage. You've got to wonder what kind of emotions are going through Bayley right now, watching her best friend, former best friend, whatever it is.
Bayley's having the time of her life right now. She's living vicariously through Ruby Riott.
You might be right.
I usually am.
Sasha trying to fight back, and again, the clubbing blow to the spine.
Oh, my goodness. What a kick.
Right to the ribs. And this is one of the things we learned about Ruby over on SmackDown, Corey, and you got to see her each and every week, is the aggressiveness of this young woman.
She's absolutely ruthless. That's what it takes to succeed these days in the women's division. Ruby Riott has it in spades.
You know what I've liked is that even though she has the rest of the
way here in such a short time, Sasha
picks up and over. O'Connor roll.
Does she have enough here? Riott kicks it too. Sasha. Oh, beautiful. Lateral press. And a kick out again, and air fall for Banks.
The boss with a flurry of athletic maneuvers, but is it going to be enough to sustain?
And is she going to the well one too many times?
Sasha just trying to stay alive here.
The glancing blow on that kick. Just enough to deter Ruby momentarily.
Didn't get all of it. Sasha, though, with a clothesline, and now Banks going to climb back into this drop kick. Will drop Riott. Again, keeping her eyes on the situation outside.
Oh, no. Riott's inflicted a great deal of punishment to the midsection of the balls. Oh, man.
Now it's Sasha's turn to deliver a stiff kick. And Ruby, those sidesteps, Sasha got caught.
You got to be impressed with how much homework Ruby Riott done. She's had counters for just about everything Banks has attempted.
This is what I like to call deep water, boys.
Ruby's second round. Oh, what?
Yes.
Cover on Banks. Isn't it enough? Sasha somehow kicked out a cannonball.
In your aim, your body, where you're going to land.
Either trust or complete disregard for your own well-being.
There's one quote from Ruby Riott that, oh, look at Sasha.
Backstabber.
Looking for the Banks statement. Logan, though, in the ring, distracting the official. And now Morgan coming to the aid of Ruby Riott. And the official didn't see any of that happen.
Liv Morgan out just in the nick of time, but I think she definitely alerted the referee to some nefarious activities.
We are definitely having some referee issues.
Hey, she is fighting the numbers tonight.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Banks just drops. Oh, straight right drops the boss.
Yeah, but Sarah caused the distraction, and now Ruby Riott looking to take over.
Riott kick. Game over.
Sasha. She succumbed to the odds here.